everybody, my name's Melissa and welcome back to my writing channel, Hopeful Happenings. Since it's American Thanksgiving this week, I've decided to do a video about all the things that I'm grateful for when it comes to writing. So this will be about all the resources that have helped me through either the writing process, building a platform, or publishing. And as I made this list, I realized there are so many things I'm grateful for. So this isn't an exhaustive list, but it will be some of the main 3 ways through either physical books, online content, or in the community. So the number one thing that has helped me be a writer is just other books in the same genre that I want to write, and also other books that I just enjoy in any genre, any topic at all. I'm a really big fan of nonfiction, and nonfiction books have been huge in helping me do research and just learn about character. But then I love children's books as well. You know, I'm going to be publishing a children's book next fall. Basically, you cannot write if you don't read. They just go hand in hand. So I'm so grateful for that. Being more specific though, there are some writing craft books that have given more direct impact on my novels. And the first one I think would be Save the Cat. Although I didn't have this book when I wrote like 90% of my novels, once I had it, I realized it had all the necessary information that I had spent years learning on my own. It had it all in one book. So this, like, if you don't want to spend years figuring out how to write and which scenes need to have which twists and whatever, just get this book. Honestly, it's amazing, and it really does help you plan and plot your novel. When it comes to publishing your novel, this book has been, I've never seen a book that was so detailed. Basically everything you have questions about in publishing is in this book. It covers publishing traditionally and self-publishing, and it goes all the way from writing the book to getting an agent to publishing to marketing. They marketed this book as the what to expect when you're expecting of publishing, and that's a really good way to describe it because it's just facts on facts on facts on facts, all the questions you have. So Save the Cat is for plotting and writing. This one is for publishing. And another thing that has helped me in publishing is Writer's Digest. On Writer's Digest, you can get the books from the library. They come out with a new book every year, and it has it's basically a phone book of all the publishers and all the agents and all the contests that go on in that year. Now, when it comes to online resources that I'm grateful for, this you'll have to take with a grain of salt because I've only tried so many programs. But out of the ones I have tried, these have been really helpful to me. Number 1 would be Query Tracker. It's a program that helps you find literary agents and organize and track your queries. Then going along with that, Manuscript Wishlist is another website that is basically editors and agents telling you what they would love to see in their inbox. This is really helpful because even though someone may say they accept middle grade fantasy, if you look on their manuscript wish list, they may also say they don't like books with dragons. So that helps you gauge what kind of book you can submit to them. If your book has dragons, you're not going to want to submit to someone who says they don't like dragons because it's a rejection that is happening before you've even sent the email. On the flip side, if you're keeping a close eye on manuscript wish list and someone says, hey, I'd love to see paranormal about vampires, and that's what you've written, you can be the first one to submit it to them. There's also a hashtag for manuscript wish list that editors and agents will use on Twitter. So if you keep an eye out on Twitter as well, you can find out what people are looking for right now. And the good thing about this is you can mention it in your query because it does show that you've done your research. You can tell the agent or the editor, but usually you'll be contacting an agent. You can say, hey, I saw on Twitter that you're looking for a young adult book that deals with depression and hoped that my own young adult book called The Dull Life would be perfect for your list. or something like that. AuthorTube and BookTube are great. BookTube for figuring out what kind of books people are reading, and a lot of times people post their reviews of the books, so that's cool. And then AuthorTube to just connect with other writers and to learn from them. Another resource that I'm so grateful for is Grammarly. I hadn't expected to like this program. I kind of thought it was a little too expensive, and it is expensive, but it's worth it. I mean, it's especially worth it when you're getting to the final touches of your manuscript. Grammarly is a program that just attaches to your Word, and it's basically spell check on steroids. It just helps with so much stuff and helps you with rephrasing, and it will catch plagiarism, and you can use it also with just like your whole computer. So anything that you use on that computer can be attached to Grammarly. So it's also really nice for me because emails I'll write, Grammarly will fix it for me, and tweets, even anything that's on my computer, it will fix, and I really appreciate that. So I would not even go close to querying a book anymore unless I have run it through Grammarly several times. So going into our last section of community things that I'm so grateful for when it comes to writing, I'm so grateful for social media. It's funny to hear me say this because for years I did not like social media. I was off it. I didn't have Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or what even else is Snapchat. I didn't have anything like that. And I really enjoyed that bubble that I was in. But once I realized I needed to jump back into it for the sake of my career, all of a sudden I was like blown away by the community on here. It's so supportive. There are so many people out here that are in the same position as me, or who are maybe a little bit ahead, that are willing to help me out, and maybe they're a little bit behind me, and then I feel like I can help them out. If you are not already on some sort of social media to connect with other writers or to help promote your book, I encourage you to get on it, because there's tons of people out there and there's tons of ways to do it. Like there's YouTube, there's Twitter, which is pretty low maintenance, and there's also Instagram. I know that having a social media account for your platform can be kind of scary at times, especially if you don't really know where to start. But honestly, everybody is super friendly on here, and they just want to help you succeed. And if you are wondering, oh, what's the good and bad, and what do I do, how do I post, what kind of things should I post, I have done a couple videos on Instagram specifically to help you with that if you're interested in looking it up. I'll post the links for those videos down below. Okay, the last resource that I'm going to talk about is called SCBWI. This stands for the Society of Children's Books Writers and Illustrators, and for this it's just young adult down, but there are other groups out there that are meant for romance writers and for horror writers and for Christian writers. So all you have to do is find your community and join up. There's probably a lot of programs out there that you may not have known about. With this one, SCBWI, it's such a huge program that there are lots of different areas. So like I live in Florida, so I can go to the meetings and the events that happen in Florida, and I also can hook up with other authors who are signed up with SCBWI in my local area, because there's writing groups that go on where people exchange manuscripts. There's people that are in the local area who have published real books with Penguin, Random House, and other places, and they might live like 20 minutes from me, and they can do classes on how to become a writer illustrator, or how they became published and what their journey was. So it's been really nice to have that community, and I honestly don't even get to go to half of the events that they put on because I have young kids and I'm often not able to get a babysitter. So if you have the time, it's a really cool way to get to know people and get to know the right people that have connections with the publishing industry. Alright, I think I'll leave my grateful list at that. There are tons of resources that I didn't mention, some that I've tried and some that I haven't tried. So if you feel like there's something that I should know about, tell me about it in the comments below. I would love to check it out, and I know there are other people who'd be so grateful to check it out as well. I hope you have an amazing week, and for the Americans out there, happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week. Bye.